Hello, it is Monday and it is a new weekly reading vlog. I am just sitting editing my vlog from the first full week of April, and I realised that I have not started this week's vlog yet, so I thought I'd come on and do that for you. This week I want to get some dent into my reading. My fingers are so sore right now. I've just put hand cream on, or I've just put moisturiser on the back of my hands, and the fact that I was moving my hands around has hurt my fingers. EDS, 0 out of 10, would not recommend. So, reading wise, I think I'll be starting Silvercloak next. I actually have it here as well. This went on 99p Kindle deal this week, so I ended up getting it because sometimes, aforementioned bad hands, it's just easier to hold the Kindle, or I can lean it up against something and just tap it. Anyway, I will probably be starting Silvercloak. I decided to read a romance. So I'd finished my reread of City of Glass by Cassandra Clare. I then wanted to read something quick and easy before I then got into another fantasy. So I read a romance book, Tree in the Heart by Paisley Hope. Loved that book. Oh my god. Yes. And so now I will be starting Silvercloak. I want to try and make a dent in my TBR before the rest of it gets here, because most of my TBR this month is probably pre-orders. One has already been dispatched, one has been ordered. I need to check the date on a third because I think it's been I've not got it on my spreadsheet, so I might be getting all Hail Chaos this month, and I didn't realise that it was this month. But I need to go back and check the emails and stuff like that. But yeah, I've got 3 more Shadowhunter books in there, and another Suki Stackhouse book, and another romance that I would like to get a dent in. I would like to get a dent in this TBR, is basically what I'm saying. This week I am going to try and get on a little bit more with videos and editing and stuff like that. I've got, I think, 4 videos. I've got to put on a spreadsheets for everything. So I've got 4 vlogs for April that I need to get edited and posted. I want to film at least a video. I've got books pulled out for a recommendation video for Disability Rep, and I have the books pulled out on the shelf so I can see them, but I've not done the video yet, and it's really annoying me because they're just sitting pulled out on my shelves, So I need to get that filmed. I was going to film that today, but by the time I get set up and everything, I would be interrupted halfway through filming by Kay coming home from work, and it makes me feel like I need to rush, and I don't want to rush. I want to actually start really settling into filming properly again. Vlogs are one thing, I can set up the camera and just talk nonsense at you, apologies, but when I'm doing sit down videos, I'm really struggling when I'm editing them because I don't feel like they're that good. And so my sit down videos at the moment have really just been my wrap ups, my TBRs, and I feel like they're still a bit too chaotic. And not necessarily to say that chaos is a bad thing, but I feel a lot of the time I'm struggling to get my thoughts together properly. I feel like in the present moment that I'm talking sense, that I'm making sense, that I'm... Now I'm not. But then when I watch them back, I'm like, oh my god, you sound like an idiot. So I would like to actually have the time to sit and actually structure something, if that makes sense. So hopefully I can maybe do that tomorrow. He's just having a scratch, I don't know if you can hear him. And I've got other things I've got to do as well. I need to go upstairs at some point because I need to go look at my list. And I made myself, this is what I mean, I can't talk. The list that I made myself of things that I need to get done, which includes changing my name on my driving licence. I've been married for 6 years this year. I got married in 2020. 4th of July 2020, I got married. And my driving licence, I'd only just gotten my driving licence in January or something of 2020. Or at the start of the year, I'd gotten my new licence because it was on its renewal thing. And I was not doing all the bits to get it changed. I could still use my own name if I want. I can use either name because we're married, but I need, because my passport's now out of date, and I don't have any other sort of ID other than my driving license that's easy to use. I need to use it for something, but in order to use my driving license, it needs to be the same as my NHS details. My NHS details have my new name, which, by the way, I phoned my GP, or I can't remember if I phoned or emailed and said, "Can you change my name?" And they just did it. They didn't need proof. But other places you need several forms of ID, plus a letter with your name on it, plus this, plus that, plus the next thing, firstborn child, some blood, like. But yeah, so it'll be much easier if I can just get my driving license changed. That way it's all up to date. But to do that, I need to this is the thing that annoys me. To change my name on my driving license, I need to send away my marriage certificate. Not a copy, not a scan, my actual certificate, like marriage certificate, an actual official document, to the DVLA, who are still stuck in the 90s. I don't particularly trust them to send it back. They are gonna, and the last time I sent documents to someone, official documents like that, they came back looking like somebody had like played fucking table football with them. So I think as well, like, I think my thing's folded in half. I'm gonna have to fold it in thirds to get it into the envelope, and that already irks me. So yes, I'm gonna have to send away my marriage certificate and marriage whatever to get them to change my name. And for Kay, because I took Kay's name, for her to be able to change her license from Miss to Mrs, she will have to do the same. We will separately have to well, I suppose we could probably put it in the same envelope, I don't know, but she would have to send away the whole shebang just to change it from Miss to Mrs. Honestly, men don't have this issue. You don't have to send unless you're taking your wife's name or your partner's name, depending. But like, you don't have, most of the time, 9 times out of 10, you don't have this nonsense. And yes, the DVLA, unfortunately, is stuck in the 90s, like I said. Everything has to be done by snail mail. I had to go to the post office to get this form. And my local post office did not have any, because they asked for 50 from the DVLA. They sent them 10. And there's such a backlog, because every time they order them, they don't send them enough, that people are snapping them up really quickly. Luckily, when I was in Stirling last week, I nipped into, there's a WH Smith with a post office in it. And unfortunately that is also closing down. We're just losing all the good shops. So I went to the post office upstairs, and I did not buy any books. I went to the post office upstairs, and he had forms. So I've got the form. I need to get my marriage certificate, which is also upstairs, which is also why I need to go upstairs, in my document box. I need to put that in there, get a stamp on it. It needs stamped. It needs like a postage stamp, and send it away to the DVLA. Can't even do free post. Absolutely ridiculous. Anyway, enough of this. I need to get back to editing the first week in April's waffle. Hello, it is later on Monday, and I thought I'd pop in and update you on how I'm getting on. I have started Silvercloak. I am about to start chapter 11, which is page 107, and I am enjoying it so far. I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued rather than enjoying it. Like, there's nothing, I'm not in it enough to like be attached to the characters yet, but I'm definitely intrigued about various different things in the world. There's a character in this called, is it Nissa? What's her name? Nissa, I was right. Nice. So there's a character called Nissa, and in my head what I'm seeing is if you've seen the Dungeons and Dragons movie, the actress who is also in, I think she might be a barbarian class in D&D, but she's also in Fast and Furious. I think her name's Letty in that. She's like the girlfriend of Vin Diesel's character. But as her D&D character in the movie, I'll pop a photo up here. Ed and Andy's going to hate me because I hate adding stuff in editing because I'm just lazy. Yes, this is how I'm seeing Nissa, but with darker skin. But generally speaking, the appearance is how I'm seeing Nissa. I don't know how remotely correct or incorrect it is, but for some reason, the way she's described about being very dragon-like, like she's human's not the right word because I don't think any of these would count as like human. I can't think, there's a word for when something is human-like, but it's not human, and I can't remember what it is. But if I was to imagine someone who could potentially be like a dragon shifter, I don't think she is. I'm just saying this is where my mind went. So she's got like eyes her eyes I think change colour, but they look like dragony, and she's always smoking, so there's always smoke coming out of her, and she's a fire wielder. So she wields elements, but she can wield, the reason she smokes all the time is so she can wield fire at any point, because you can't create matter in magic, but it's like with Percy Jackson, he has to have water nearby to be able to utilise. He can't just, he can technically pull the water out of the air, but like he can't just make something. Like a lot of like in Red Queen, the Calor boys who are fire wielders have little clickers. They've got bracelets on that have little clickers, and it creates a spark so they can fire wield. So this is the same. You need something available to wield the elements when she smokes, so that she always has, one, she likes it, and two, she always has fire. So there's something very dragon, there's like a rumour that she's from a dragon family. So in my head, that like the D&D character, that's what she looks like. But with like the occasional smoke, I don't know, that's where my brain went. But yes, I am, like I say, I am enjoying it. I am intrigued. We've just met someone who I think is going to be a substantial character, but I can't be sure. There's also, it's funny because there's one of the higher ups would, by the way, get on so well with General Sorrengail. What's her name? That's terrible. I can't remember her name. Violet's mum. They would get on very, very well. Very, very well. Well, maybe not. Anyway, yes, I am intrigued by this. I think what I'm going to do is pull it up on I'm waiting on my pillowcase drying. I've got like a U-shaped pillow that I sleep with, and I decided that I wanted to wash the pillowcase for the bed getting changed. So Kay's like changed the bed, but I wanted to change that pillowcase as well. So I've put that in the wash, and I'm now waiting for it to dry. But I think the dryer's finished. So according to the ebook, I'm 23% of the way in, which makes sense because it's like 450 pages long and I'm 107 pages in. So that tracks very well. So I think what I'll do is I will go and grab that, go upstairs and take this just in case I want to read. But I've had some sleepy tea. It's just past midnight. I want to try and get an earlier sleep tonight and get up early. Try and sort out my sleep schedule. I need to nip to the doctor's tomorrow. I forgot today was a bank holiday. So I need to nip to the doctor's tomorrow. I need to nip to the post office tomorrow. And see where I want to go from there. Hello, it is Tuesday. And as you can see, I'm up in my office. And I have just filmed my April wrap up. But I'm getting ready to film another video, which is going to be recommendations for romance novels with disability and mental illness in them. I will figure out a better title, but basically books that I've read that are romance books that have either characters who have mental illnesses or physical disabilities or other things similar. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Hopefully by the time you see this the video will be up and it will make sense as you watch it. I also really need to get some tidying done. Like this all still needs rearranged. Not this. To be fair, my heart stubber shelf might have to be reduced, like turned in and more space made. But like down here is just a little bit of a mess. Not gonna lie. The office is just a little bit of a mess. So I need to get that tidied up. I've also I've put my Frankensteins next to my Secret Garden, so that I've then got space to put these here. Peepma bookmark that I got from Spips's stall. I will again link the Northern Folklore Archive down in the description. I also really need to get this sorted out. So these are all of my unhaul books. It's a little bit of a problem. This pile and this pile I've already put onto Depop. I will link the shop below. And these 3 piles and this little pile here, I need to put onto Depop. So I need to get photos taken of them and actually get them uploaded. That's going to take ages. Like I say, I've only done like the 1 and a bit pile. I've just been, my shelves are just absolutely raided. I'm so annoyed with myself. I am looking at the shelves, right? And I am pretty damn sure there are going to be other books on here with characters with disabilities, etc. And there's going to be books that I've forgotten about to add to this. I decided to only do romance because I don't think I have that many like SFF and historical fiction, things like that with disability rep. Like I'm looking at these, and I mean these are all classics, but like I'm looking at my historical fiction, and because a lot of them are World War II historical fictions, it's like, yeah, like they'll maybe have, some of them will have like disabilities from coming out of things like concentration camps and going to war and stuff like that, but that's not quite where I want to go with this video. So I might do another Rex video at some point, but currently we're just going to do romance specific novels with disability recommendations. I have also been reading Silver Cloak. I took my Kindle to bed last night to read a little bit more, and I'm now in part 3, which starts at chapter 14. So there is that. I am continuing to read. But yes, I've got all my books ready, so I'm going to go and get this video filmed. Hello, it's Tuesday, and I'm just popping in very quickly to open some book mail I got, which is a lot heavier than I was expecting. I am sure, I was sure I knew what this was. It should be Patricia Cornwell's new book. I'm also expecting Furyborn, but I think that's due tomorrow. But this is like fantasy book heavy. So, I mean, she probably has a lot to say in a memoir. So, oh yeah, it is. Wow, it's a chunky memoir. I mean, the woman is in like, what, 60s or 70s or something. Please hold, that was dramatic. There we go. Patricia Cornwell, True Crime, a memoir. This is, well, a memoir. And Patricia Cornwell is like the only crime writer I'll read. And I love her Scarpetta series so much. And I know that a lot of what she writes about, she has experienced. So, I said this, I used this example before, in Port Mortuary, when Scarpetta needs to dive to retrieve a body, Patricia Cornwell learned how to dive, so she'd know what she was writing about. When a character had to fly a helicopter, she learned how to fly a helicopter so that she would know what she was doing. So she did a lot of things like that. She's worked with a lot of forensic scientists, I believe. She is a qualified forensic scientist. Yeah, I should hopefully be getting through this fairly quickly. It is very, like, I'm pretty sure I could read this from the other side of the room. The text is huge. 451 pages. So it is technically the same length as the last book I read, I think. No, that's wrong. It's 450 pages, but the text is massive, so it should take me not too long to get through it. So I just finished Silver Cloak, and I can tell you I was not expecting that ending. I don't know what I was expecting. I wasn't really expecting anything, but like, damn. Oh, I have no idea where the second book is going to go. So I don't know when it comes out. I think it comes out soon. But I'm not entirely sure. I'll need to have a look at that. But it does mean that I can pick up something else now. And other than... I don't know what I've got my Kindle, but I'm going to sit down and look. So I might pick up my Charlene Harris book because I know that'll be a nice quick read. I should probably pick up a Shadowhunter book because I've got 3 of them to get through and they're chunky. Chunky. I'll go around here so you can actually see me. But I need to check and see. So, we have Silver Cloak, Bruise and Bandages, and All Hail Chaos. So I'll move All Hail Chaos into my red books. And I think... What should I go with? Should I go with my Arc of All Hail Chaos or... Very bright. Or should I go with Bruise and Bandages, which I also had an arc for. I should probably read that first because it came out a while ago. I also have an audiobook. I've decided to listen to the audiobook of True Crime by Patricia Cornwell, which is over there, just because I prefer non-fiction audibly. So I think I'll probably just listen to the audiobook of that. But do you know what? I'm going to sit with it a little bit and then decide what I'm going to read next. Hello, it is Thursday. Ken and I just went out to vote, and now I'm back, and it's time to unbox this fucking thing. This is a chunky book. I know exactly what it is. As before, I got all the tracking details, so it's not going to be a surprise because, well, things are coming out in a dribble. I'm so annoyed though that some people have got copies of Broken Dove and I've not got mine, and it comes out on the 12th. Ta-da! This is Fury Bound by Sable Sorensen. Please hold. So yes, this is the sequel to Direbound. And this is one of my this is probably one of my most anticipated reads. I think my most anticipated read this year, fantasy wise, is probably still the Fey Alchemy book 3. But I'm really excited to get into this. It is on my TBR this month. It's Hamish being mental over there. I will probably be jumping into it pretty soon. Yes, Hamish is in a little bit of a mood with me because I came in and he was chewing his foot like a hyena and had made it bleed. So he got not a bollocking, but like, he knew he was in trouble. I went over and like grabbed his face off his leg and got a cake to go get a wipe to wipe the saliva off his leg, and he got cream on it to help with it. He does have medication from the vet, but it's just a process of treating the itchy skin that's the problem. But yes, I am going to go and drink my cup of tea, hopefully do some more reading and see what Hamish has got stuck on his butt cheek. Hello, it is Friday and I don't think I said much yesterday or today. I don't know, I've not really said anything yesterday at all. Last I updated you, I finished Silver Cloak, and it's funny because Vicky's literally just asked me on a backyard with her, and she's literally just asked me on Instagram because I posted a thing on Instagram about my reads, what I thought about Silver Cloak, and now that I've had more time to digest it, I do have some kind of, not negative thoughts, but like confusion. So the more I think about it, the more I think the world building wasn't great, but part of the whole scenario of this is that there's a before and an after, and the current monarchs have kind of tried to suppress and destroy the past. So not many characters actually, like nobody really knows what's going on. So I feel like book 2 will open that up. Pacing wise, I think it's pacing I think the pacing was a bit off. I'll explain that. So there was a lot of her cooling her jets in a room. Like literally lying in bed, cooling her jets. And at the same time, I also feel like the book was trying to do too much at once. Like, why are we cooling our jets while everything else is like, there's like 30 different things going on? Like, we could have actually looked into that. Again, I'm willing to see where book 2 is going to go. My alarm's telling me I need to take my meds. I want to see where book 2 is going to go because there could be some really interesting things going on with the gods and the history and the other places and stuff like that. It could get really interesting. This reminds me a lot in that sense, kind of, that you're going to stick with me here. It reminds me a little bit in that way of Poison Study, because in Poison Study, we're not really introduced a lot to the world. Like, it's very narrow. But then in Magic Study, what's the second book? Is it Magic Study? I can't remember what the third book's called. In the second book, the world's just opened up exponentially, and you're thankful for the groundwork you did in book 1. So it might be something along the lines of that. I definitely think this is much slower than Poison Study. Poison Study definitely has a lot more going on. But this also has a lot going on, but I just feel like it's trying to do too much. But, and the one thing and the spells really got me, because like there was a rule to the spells, and then just some people who didn't follow the rules, and but it's fine because they can do different kind of magic, but it wasn't explained to me. So yeah, I want to read book 2 and see how that goes. I also finished the entirety of From Dead to Worst yesterday. This is the, I want to say 8th book in the Suki Stackhouse series. We are so far in now that I can't really talk about what happens, but we're like deep in the weeds now. We're deep in the weeds. We're just, new things are getting uncovered, and I think we're dead centre almost in the, no, we're quite far through now. So there's only 4 more books left after this. Which, oh my god, I've read most of it, like, we're 2/3 of the way through the series. And so much has happened. This is really just like, this seems like the kind of thing where it's like, how could it get more interesting? And then she just adds a little more and adds a little more. We're building the lore for the weirs and the vampires, and like she's not scared to like shuffle characters about. She really isn't. But yeah, the fact that I read the whole thing one day should tell you. I was literally in bed like 2 o'clock in the morning just finishing off the book because I wanted to finish it. I've also started Fairybound. I've left the covers over there because I've put it in this book bestie. And I'm currently 150 pages in. I'm about to start chapter 15. And I am really enjoying it. Like, I feel like I probably should have reread Diarybound before reading this, but such is life. We can do that another time. But this starts off literally, quite literally, could just be the start of a new chapter from the end of the last book. Like, you know, you get some books where you start book 2, time has passed, you maybe get a wee recap of what's going on, and we're moving forward. This starts bang on immediately after what happens at the end of Diarybound. So you don't have to wait for like any explanations or exposition. It is bang straight into what's happening. But that makes it a little more startling to start with if you haven't just finished Diarybound or have like a good memory for it. Like, especially since it, like, you know, with the end of a book, like something happens, and then I just think that it's quite, not startling, that's not the right word, but when it starts off like that, I think it's harder to remember what happened previously if you haven't just read it than if it gave you a break and recap things a little bit and you're like, oh yes, that's what happened, I remember now. Whereas now it's just like, okay, right, we're still in it, what's going on? But yes, I'm enjoying this. We've met some new characters, things are happening, things are moving, and I am really enjoying this. It is, like, I know people are saying it's like fourth wing but with die rolls, and I do agree with that somewhat. There's definitely one of the die rolls and I have very similar minds, except something he's just done, or it's just been revealed that he did, and I disagree with it greatly. We got kicked out the YouTube, the backstage there. But I'm, like I say, I'm enjoying it so far. I'm still on track. If I can read like 200 pages a day, still on track to finish my TBR. I have taken Platform Decay. I don't know if I've mentioned this yet. I've taken Platform Decay off of my TBR because although Tor did it's publication day, blah blah blah, there's no sign of it budging from Waterstones. It's still shown up as a June-July release for me. Forbidden Planet have it on coming out on the 18th of May, but I don't know, I think I'm just going to leave it off my TBR. If it does come out in July instead, it gives me a chance to reread Murderbot, so I might just do that, put it off, and just let it be, and have a chance to read Murderbot. I do, like I say before, I have added more books to my TBR, so Assistant to the Villain is on my TBR now. I've still got over 7,000 pages on my TBR. I think I need to not try and push it. Especially since the 7,000 comes from the fact that I added Project Hail Mary and City of Glass. Now, City of Glass I was halfway through, but I'm not getting into semantics of I was this many pages through and I had this many pages. No, just putting the whole book there. I read it in the last day of April, first day of May, etc. I'm not getting that pedantic about it. When you're talking about 7,000 pages, what's a couple of hundred pages? Because that's all. I think I'd only just hit 200 pages of City of Glass, and I wasn't nearly that far into Project Hail Mary. I think I started listening to Project Hail Mary on the night of the last day of April into the first day of March. It doesn't matter. I read the majority of the books in the month, and it's my TBR. So, but yes, I've got I've only read 2,000-ish pages, so I've got quite a lot to read. I've got over 4,000 pages to read, so I should really stop yapping and get on with it. Hello, it's Sunday, and I have actually been doing some reading over the last day or so. Shocking everybody. I am 152 pages into true crime now, which is this far in. I am listening to this on audio, only listening at little chunks at a time, just as I'm going to bed or doing something where I'm not sitting reading. So yes, True Crime by Patricia Cornwell is a memoir. Well, it literally says a memoir of her life, and so far she's still a child. So far, so much happened to her as a child. The fact that she came through and is not a serial killer is really surprising. But yeah, I'm reading that and really enjoying it. That doesn't make any sense because the horrible things are happening to her as a child. I'm appreciating the story. Yeah. I'm also 512 pages into Fear About It. I just stopped reading this for a second so that I could update the vlog. I am in the same, I have been struggling with this book for the last little while because I don't want to read it. I am having issues with the fact that bad things are happening to the characters, consequences of nothing's. I like books where it's nothing bad happens, it all goes the way we think it's going to go. In the end, it's all going to be okay. I'm not entirely sure that in the end this is all going to be okay, and I'm stressed. I'm very stressed. It's I was watching somebody earlier, who had been reading Clockwork Princess for the first time, and she got to a point and she was like, "Guys, I don't know if I want to keep reading this. I do, but I also don't. But I do, but I don't. If you know what I mean." And I know exactly what based on the fact that I've read it and then what she was saying and other things she said, I know exactly what point she was at. That she was like, I can't continue. I don't want to continue because the pain that you feel as a reader. But that's where I am. There are bad things happening. I have an inkling about something that's going to happen though, so I'm interested in how that's going to go. Because there's a couple of characters here that I think are going to end up getting together. Whether it be just for a one-timer or permanently, I don't know. But there's two characters here that I just feel are going to end up getting together. And they're not necessarily who you'd expect. But yes, I am stressed. And I don't want to finish it, so I'm putting it off. I think I've only got 72 pages or something to read. I can totally do this. Once I finish this, I'll be fine. Once I finish this, I'll be fine. I'll be on to my Shadowhunter books, which does mean I have to start the Infernal Devices trilogy, actually. So, might not be okay. And Count Your Lucky Stars. That's all I've got left, I think. Yeah, the only physical books I've got left currently are the 3 Shadowhunter books that I've pulled for this month and the romance Count Your Lucky Stars. I think I'm going to have to... I don't think I'm going to want to binge the Shadowhunter books, so I think I might have to work out what's going to go in between them. I'll pick up a Shadowhunter book next. But I also have a couple of things All Hail Chaos and Bruise and Bandages. Where is my Kindle? I've just realised I don't know where my Kindle is. Oh, here it is. So I've got Bruise and Bandages and All Hail Chaos on my Kindle to read. Hamish, can you please stop digging? No, apparently. He's just making himself comfy. So yeah, I just need to get through this first. Like, I'm not letting myself pick anything up until I finish this. And again, it's not because the book is bad. It's not because I'm not enjoying it. Well, I'm not enjoying it, but you're not meant to be enjoying it right now. Like, bad things. Bad things. Bad. Andy's stressed. Andy's very stressed. Andy's stress sweating. Like, Andy is so stressed. But we will persevere, and I will let you know the next time you see me. I will finish this book. I did it. I finished Fury Bound, and I don't know how I feel about that, because on the one hand, I feel like it went really quick at the end. Like, I feel like the end went really quick, but on the other hand, yeah, because I was getting to a point and I was like, what's going to be in the third book? Like, how are they making a third book from this? And then I got to the end and I was like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. That makes perfect sense. And now we're just out waiting for Hamish to decide he wants to come in again. He's just chilling out in the garden, ignoring me. Itchy. Oh, now it's time to pee, okay. That's the neighbour out to put her chickens away. Gala put herself to bed at like 8 o'clock, so she's been away for a while. I think I'm just going to leave Hamish to his sitting looking at the stars. And I'm going to close up the vlog there. If you want to let me know you were here, but you don't want to leave a big comment, if you leave me some kind of blue emoji or a wolf emoji for Fury Bound, or a crown emoji, since there is a crown on the cover. And if you want to, leave me a like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.